All right, so you want to talk iPhone 16. You came to the right place because the internet is going bananas right now. And you sent us enough articles to build a small Apple store, so clearly you want the deep cut, not just the headlines.
Smart move, because Apple's playing this one close to the chest.
Oh, they're playing it all right. But it's all Apple intelligence this and revolutionary that. Honestly, by the time I finished your stack, I was seeing Siri in my sleep, telling me to upgrade my dreams or whatever.
It looks like they got to you.
Maybe. But seriously, is this the AI revolution they're making it out to be? Or is this like Siri finally learning how to set a timer without needing a PhD in voice commands?
Okay, so let's break it down. Generative AI, it's the buzzword of the century, right? We've got ChatGPT composing sonnets, apps turning your doodles into masterpieces.
My niece tried to make her cat look like the Mona Lisa. It did not go well.
Yeah, the results can be a mixed bag. But the point is, AI is everywhere, but it mostly lives online. What Apple's doing is different. They're trying to bake AI into the very fabric of the phone.
So less about asking a bot to write your screenplay and more about how it actually changes using the iPhone itself.
Exactly. Imagine Siri actually understanding what you mean, not just what you say.
Yeah.
Like summarizing a long email thread with one tap. Or, and this is where it gets interesting, that visual intelligence stuff. Point your camera at a landmark, and boom, you've got history, directions, maybe even a good place for a coffee, all without opening a single app.
Like augmented reality, but without the dorky glasses.
Kinda. But here's the catch: privacy. Remember that CNET survey where a third of users were totally sketched out by AI? Apple knows that's a thing. They're pushing for on-device processing. Your data stays on your phone, not beamed up to some server farm.
So no more selling my soul to the cloud just to get a decent restaurant recommendation. I can get behind that. But there's a twist here, right? Europe gets benched from the AI party this time around.
Yeah, so because of the EU's Digital Markets Act, the DMA, it's basically the EU flexing, saying, hey, tech giants, you can't just lock everyone into your ecosystem without some wiggle room. Apple has to play by their rules or delay their big AI debut in a massive market. Gutsy move.
So Europeans get iPhone 16, but without the magic AI fairy dust.
That's kind of
Yeah,
huge.
we're almost like a sneak peek at two parallel universes, one where AI is running wild and one where it's still on a leash.
Exactly. Will Europeans feel like they're missing out on something essential, or is this just a blip in the grand scheme of things? It'll be fascinating to see how it plays out.
Okay, so Europe might be stuck in AI limbo for a bit, but let's talk hardware. Because these articles went full-on geek about the A18 chips. Apparently, we're talking power that rivals some Macs in a phone.
Yeah, the chip wars are heating up. The A18 Pro is apparently smoking the M1 in benchmarks, which is nuts.
Well, up M1. Like the chip that was going to revolutionize laptops a hot minute ago.
That's the one. But now it's pocket-sized and probably powering your next TikTok scroll. Weird to think about.
So basically, my next phone could have the brain power of a decent laptop from, what, 4 years ago? Technology is wild.
It's crazy how fast things move. And don't forget about the RAM 8GB across the board for the iPhone 16.
Okay, back up. I get that more RAM is good, but what does that actually mean for the average person who mostly uses their phone for, like, memes and complaining about the weather?
Think of it like this. More RAM equals smoother sailing. Apps open instantly. Games don't stutter, even with a million things running in the background. It's the difference between your phone feeling like a well-oiled machine versus, that one drawer in your kitchen that's full of random junk.
Oh, you mean the drawer with the tangled charging cables and expired coupons. Yeah, I know that drawer. But what about this whole phone as a PC replacement thing? One of the articles mentioned plugging your phone into a monitor and using it almost like a desktop. Is that even realistic with this kind of power?
It's getting there. We're talking serious horsepower now. With the A18 and that extra RAM, you can do some light video editing, maybe even some coding on the go.
Now that's the future I signed up for. Editing my cat videos on the subway. Here I come. But all this power, gotta come at a cost, right? Besides the price tag, I mean. My wallet's already crying.
Well, battery life is the eternal struggle. More power means more potential for drain, even with efficiency improvements.
So no watching the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in 4K on my commute. Got it. But honestly, it does feel like we're waiting for that one aha moment, that thing that makes all this power feel essential, not just overkill.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. Will Apple Intelligence be that thing, or is it something completely different, something we haven't even imagined yet? That's the beauty of technology, I guess. Always keeping us on our toes.
Okay, so we've covered the AI brain and the supercharged chips, but what about the stuff we actually use every day? The articles mention some pretty sweet camera upgrades, even a new button. Spill the beans.
Oh, the camera's gotten a serious glow up. Dedicated camera button this time around.
Which is huge, right? Especially if you're trying to do more pro-level stuff with your phone.
It's a game changer. They're even talking about this two-stage shutter thing coming later this year.
Yeah, that caught my eye too. How's that gonna work? Exactly.
So, light press on the button. That'll give you real-time control over your focus, exposure, all that jazz, just like a real camera. Then, full press actually takes the shot.
Okay, that's slick. Almost makes me want to ditch my DSLR and just rock the iPhone for everything. But speaking of pro level, let's talk video. 4K at 120 frames per second, Dolby Vision. Apple's coming for those YouTubers hard.
They're not messing around. And the audio, don't even get me started on the audio. They've got this new audio mix feature, right? Lets you fine-tune the sound, especially voices, after you shot the video.
Wait, hold up. Does that mean I can finally get rid of that annoying wind noise in my travel vlogs? Because if so, Apple, you just won my heart.
That's exactly what it means. Crisp, clear audio, even if you're filming on top of Mount Everest. No more excuses for shoddy sound.
Music to my ears. Although, let's be real, most of my films are just my dog doing embarrassing things. But hey, at least the audio will be top-notch. Speaking of things we use every day, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, battery life.
Oh, they delivered on that front. We're talking up to 4 hours more battery life, thanks to bigger batteries in the Pro models and the efficiency of the A18 chip.
4 hours. Bless. Now I can finally doom scroll on Twitter without my phone dying mid-rant. But what about this titanium design for the Pro?
That's got to be more than just looking pretty, right?
Oh yeah, titanium's no joke. Super strong, super lightweight. It's basically Apple saying, go ahead, drop your phone, we dare you.
It's giving accidentally drop-kicked my phone across the room and it didn't even flinch vibes.
Exactly. This thing is built to last, which is good, considering the price tag.
No kidding. All right, so we've gone from AI overlords to camera tech that could rival a Hollywood set. It's been wild, folks. But as always, the big question remains, is it all hype? Or is this truly the future of smartphones? And with Europe's AI delay, we've got this weird split reality thing happening. It's almost like a giant social experiment. Will the Europeans be totally fine without Apple Intelligence? Or will they be banging down Apple's door demanding the full experience?
It makes you think, right? Like, we always talk about the next big thing in tech, but what happens when not everyone gets to experience it at the same time? Does it change how we use these devices, how we connect with each other? That's something to chew on. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.